Hello my friends. It's been a very long time since I filmed a video like this, but I've been really excited about filming this video because this is a topic I've become very passionate in over the last 6 months. So I will try not to be too preachy or too overbearing or too dogmatic about this topic, but I have formed some very strong opinions, let's just say. So I'm really excited to dive into this video, and I also really appreciate how many people have commented and said, could you please share your experience? How is this going? How is this, removal of social media in your life going? So to get started, I want to give you guys a brief story for those of you who might be kind of newer to this channel. So I'm a very goal-oriented person. Every January I write out all these goals. I write out the best ways to hopefully accomplish them. And this past January, as I was writing out some different goals, really focusing on my relationship with God, focusing on my kids a lot more, focusing on just being more present in relationships, those type of things, it always came back to the same culprit that was causing these issues and causing friction with accomplishing these goals that I wanted to do. And that was my phone and my addiction to my phone. I am happy to say that since the filming of that video, I, for the first time in my life, feel like I have an extremely healthy and balanced relationship with my iPhone. And this is the first time I've ever been able to say that since getting an iPhone back when I was 16, which I guess would have been 8 years ago. So it's been a long time. So I'm really excited to share that. So I decided, rather than trying to set up these Instagram fasts and these delete the app for the weekend and stuff like that, that I would try, and I would still just find myself on my phone way more than I wanted and thought was helpful, to just get rid of the temptation altogether. I was tired of trying to fight it. I was tired of trying to resist the temptation of being on my phone when I didn't want to be on my phone. So I got rid of, if I can remember right, I got rid of Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, a whole bunch of podcasts that I listened to, and I got rid of YouTube. So all I had left was my email. I had a few podcasts that I found extremely edifying, and I had this YouTube channel, because for this YouTube channel I actually create, I don't consume, and that's the goal. I want to be a creator, not a consumer. So since then, how has this looked? Since January, maybe once a week I'll look up a song on YouTube here at the house and listen to it, or look up a playlist, but even that is rare. And so I'm on there, a fraction, a sliver, probably 1% of the time I was on YouTube before. So that's been amazing. I still have some podcasts that I really enjoy listening to, and I do listen to those a couple times a week, and they're very edifying and encouraging to me. So I still do that. And then I have briefly had Facebook to try and sell a couple of things on Marketplace, but I have not friended anyone. I've got on there 2 times, and I cannot wait to have the stuff sold to delete the app because I hate having it. So I would say this social media cleanse has been extremely successful. And so now I want to talk about some of the benefits that I was not expecting that I've received so far from just being off online. So the first thing is just a clearer mind. I did not realize how addicted my brain was to the dopamine rush of getting on my phone for no particular reason. It's very scary. And I realized as soon as I had no reason to be on my phone, how much I got on my phone for no point, just to turn it on, to get that little dopamine rush. And so my brain feels so much clearer, and I find myself going to my phone so much less of the time, and really going long periods without even thinking about my phone, which is really nice. The next thing is that I have much less stress about world events. I'm not a super stressed out type of person to begin with, but there are so many things that you can kind of fall into these rabbit holes of investigating and looking into that really don't change the outcome of your life in any way. And me as a stay-at-home mom, I'm not really going to be able to affect the political realm in these certain areas or something. And so it was kind of just a waste, and it was unnecessary stress that I was bringing into my life. So I do not miss that access to the news or to what's going on all the time at all. The next thing that's been really big is I feel like it's benefited my social interactions a lot. Now if I want to make friends, now if I want to be friendly, I actually have to go out and initiate. I do really wonder how much social media has damaged friendships in real life. I even felt like for myself, just constantly knowing what everyone else is doing and people always knowing what you were doing. This is a huge reason why I got rid of social media, by the way, which I don't think I've mentioned before. it gives you nothing left to talk about, because it's like every day this week I saw on Instagram what you did. I have nothing to ask you about on Sunday, or I heard your opinion of what that was this last week. And that was another big reason why I got rid of social media, because I felt like it gives you this sense of being connected to people that you are actually in no way connected to. And I really hate that about online. So that was another wonderful thing. One of the things I'm super excited about. I'm excited about all these things, as you guys can tell. But it's how many books I've been able to read since getting rid of my phone. So I live a pretty busy life. I live a very active life. We have 2 little kids running around. We're building ourselves a home, all of these things. And yet I was shocked by how much time I actually would spend when I was nursing Cassie, going to the bathroom, sitting in the tub, you know, just these little 5-minute sections throughout your day where I would be on my phone, where now I've brought in books instead. And so since removing my phone is a temptation, just filling up those little slots, I don't have huge chunks of time throughout my day to read, but filling up those little slots that I do have with reading instead, I've gone through probably 10 or 12 books since January, which is unheard of for me, completely unheard of. I was not a reader. I would say now I am for sure a reader. And it's all thanks to just having those extra pockets throughout my day where I used to just waste time on my phone, where now I'm reading and I'm consuming stuff I actually want to know about. So I've been able to learn a lot. It's been super fun. The next thing that was another big reason that I got rid of a lot of social media was having time to spend with my kids where I didn't have something playing in the background. I wasn't distracted, or I didn't have my camera out filming, you know, all these different things. I've really cut down on them. And I've found that not only has that time gotten so much better and it's such a higher quality of time, but also I'm so much more motivated to do things now that before I felt like were kind of a waste, or like, oh, I'd rather listen to something, or, you know, do this instead, where now I'm excited to go outside and wander around with my kids. I'm excited to go and work in the garden with them. I'm excited to read books to them. I'm excited to do devotions with them in the morning, different things like that, that before I felt like it was really easy to make excuses why I couldn't do them. And now I do them all the time, and I'm excited to do them. The next thing that has also really affected the relationship with my kids is that I would say 90% of the time I get frustrated with my kids, it was because I was on my phone and I was distracted. And I was annoyed that they dare interrupt me. And I think that is just heartbreaking and super sad. And so much of that has been removed since not being on my phone, because I'm present, I'm there. I heard them the first time rather than the 100th time they said mom. So that's been really cool. Of course, less temptation, less waste of time, less wrong priorities being constantly immersed into your mind, and also so much less of that comparison game that I feel like social media so just milks into people. That comparison game of wanting your life to look a certain way, or wanting to look like a certain type of mom, or wanting to always look like you're just out doing the newest, coolest, most exciting thing. I don't have that pressure anymore, because I don't have it as a temptation. I don't have it as an option. And so I do what I would like to do, and I do what I actually enjoy doing. And that's been really nice. And then the last thing is just that I'm much more intentional about what it is that I consume, because I only have options on podcasts, and I only have options when I'm over at mom's of stuff to listen to. And it really just leaves me with like theology, or maybe studying health or something like that, where it's stuff I really actually genuinely want to know. So after that very long tangent about some of the benefits, I want to dive into some habits that have been super helpful. So the first habit, and if there's one habit I could really emphasize with all of these, it would be this one. And that is that when I wake up in the morning, I turn off my alarm on my phone. But other than that, I do nothing on my phone until after I've done my devotions. And I've tried this off and on, but I've been very successful with it now that I have no temptation to be on my phone anyway. And so if my husband's gone at work, I will text him good morning or something like that. But other than that, there's no social media, there's no checking my YouTube channel, there's none of that. And it's just such a more refreshing and recharging way to wake up in the morning, having your mind in the right spot. The next thing is, this has its pros and its cons. I know some people hate this, and I know it's annoying, I agree, but I do not keep my phone on me all the time. And the reason why is because I'm not accessible all the time, and honestly, I don't want to be accessible all the time. And so I know this has its pros and its cons. It's annoying when you're trying to get a hold of me. I get that. I find it annoying when other people don't reply as well, although I am the worst at replying. And I'm trying to get a little bit better, but I don't want to immediately, whenever I hear my phone ping, always think, oh, I gotta text that person back. Oh, I've gotta go see what that says. And that is definitely not my reaction anymore because I am not that way. So that is kind of that's one I'm passionate about, but I know it has its pros and cons. Doing little to nothing when my kids are awake on my phone, this is a huge one that I really have tried hard to implement for quite some time now. And it is so healthy. It is the saddest thing to me to think of the amount of children, and the times I've done this as well, that are going to picture their parent and picture their parent on their phone as like what they're going to remember about them. That is not the type of mother that I want to be. So if I do things on my phone, it's during nap time, it's early in the morning, or it's usually after they go to bed. My next habit is fill those phone voids with books you're excited about, with things you want to learn instead. And it is crazy how fast you can read through books. It's amazing. And my next habit is that, like I said, I only use YouTube over at my mom's, cleaning or something like that. And I still have that rule in place. And if I do access it over there, it's just to listen to some type of sermon or something like that while I'm cleaning. So it's very healthy. And the last one is that while I don't read a ton the nights my husband is here, the nights he's gone at work, I read now 90% of the time rather than being on my phone before I go to sleep. And I have noticed a huge difference with how well I sleep, with how quickly I fall asleep, with where my brain is when I go to bed. It's been really, really helpful. You actually continue to process what you read or what you were looking at after you go to sleep. So it's a way to continue to learn, which is really cool. So all that to say, I'll have a link down below for that first video that I did back in February, I think it was. And I'm just so excited because I really feel like I've been set free from an addiction that I didn't really even realize that I had. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it was a little long-winded. I guess I actually had quite a lot to say. Bye! And my little baby's waking up, so perfect timing. Bye-bye.